Welcome to another episode of Compa Financial Therapy. I am Danny.
And I'm Mike, and we're your compas with financial stories.
How you doing, man? Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, Danny. Woo! How'd you spend it?
I was in Mexico.
In Mexico.
Mexico City, man. I was.
How was that?
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was really good. People were great. It was, based on COVID, we still had a lot of restrictions, but it was really good.
See?
I enjoyed it.
How do they celebrate New Year's, or do they celebrate New Year's over there?
It's pretty much the same as here. I mean, it was a small gathering. The only difference that here, typically you have your dinner about 5-ish, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. There they have their dinner at 11 o'clock. So that was kind of like threw me off a little.
Oh, damn.
So they have their dinner right before the ringing of the New Year. And right at New Year, you should kind of pretty much finish eating, and then they do the drinks and stuff at that time. So that was the only thing that was different. But it was good. The family gets together. They cooked up tamales. They do like a big carne asada type of thing.
Nice.
It was nice. It was really
Very,
nice.
very nice. And you guys didn't invite us, right?
Well, you could have gone with us.
But like I said, you guys didn't invite us, right?
Well, we went
Compadre.
on our own. We just went on our own, man.
I could have gone on my own too, right? Oh,
I like your shirt. It's very colorful.
Thank you. Pretty fitting.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, they said fuck around and find out.
I don't want to find out, man.
All right, cool. Thank you. Don't fuck around.
Yeah. So, how about you? What did you guys do?
We stayed at home. We just stayed at home. I think we cooked some carne asada. We had a few drinks, and that's it. We didn't do anything crazy. Listen to music. That's it.
Well, that's good.
Nothing crazy. Nothing.
That means you're getting old, man.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, sounds like it.
The gray hairs.
Just when you stay home on New Year's Eve, do nothing. That's signs of getting old.
Damn.
Welcome to the club.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I gotta accept it, right?
I don't know. You don't have to. I mean,
That's true.
you could have a midlife
Was always hair
crisis.
dye?
Is it that again?
There's always hair dye?
I know, right?
But what is it? We don't want to say the product name, but
See.
yeah, you could use that.
That's true.
Mhm.
Or a spray can. Remember back in the 90s, they had that spray
They still have it.
with
I don't use it, but they
velvet and
still
suede.
have it. Yeah. Well, I mean, now this is New Year's. I think is the perfect time where we could, tell people what we do in January to get ready for the New Year's, as far as, project our finances,
Yeah.
how to. What are the things these people should start doing at this time in January? For example, in my household, we started preparing for taxes. That's number one.
Right.
Getting our W-2s, getting 1099s or issuing 1099s if you have business,
See.
getting all the QuickBooks or whatever accounting you use, books up to date, getting ready basically for tax season.
That's what we started doing too, because I think we're gonna receive like 1099s and tax forms from a couple of places: the house, the property tax, student loan stuff.
Yeah, we just start piling everything in
See.
like a basket. So by the time tax season comes, we already start getting everything organized. Our deductions, getting all the
Yeah.
receipts in there. So it's a process to get
It
ready
is.
for taxes. The other thing it's a good time to do is look at your what you spent in December and what's your credit card like, and try to get rid of all your credit cards if you're
If
not
you
like
used them,
me.
huh?
Yeah, if you used them and you haven't got to the point until you could pay them off every
Right.
month, and come up with a plan.
We didn't use any credit cards for Christmas, which is good. I think we cash flowed everything. Everything was cash flowed. Plus, they made it easier. And instead of buying everybody gifts, now we're doing a Secret Santa. So that makes it much easier. And we were able to pay off, I think, one credit card. So that debt is done. I think today my wife was supposed to pay another payment to have that one done. It's small. It was like $25.
And that's it.
And that one's done. And then we have another one, couple $100.
And so you'll be done this year financially free?
No, not for credit card wise, yeah. But the rest, no, they're still there. But we had this. What we did start doing was getting a head start on paying off our car, paying that off. So I think,
You'll be giving more
Yeah.
to the principal?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect time where you sit down and, sit down with your spouse and come up with an action plan. If you want to go on vacation, buy that new car, whatever big ticket item, buy new furniture, remodel the house. This is a time where, like, okay, in so many months, maybe with your tax, if you know that you typically get refund, we're going to plan for X.
right.
Ideally, you should already have your emergency fund
Set up,
You
yeah.
should have your, your plan how to snowball your credit card debt,
Right.
and ideally is be credit card debt free this year.
That'd be good.
If it's doable, you just gotta set the plan up, and this is perfect time to do it. January.
And then when we talking about finances, it's good to review. Remember, we mentioned previously, like always review, go back, check the books, and keep track of what you're paying, lo que no estás pagando, lo que debes, things like that.
Yeah, this is the perfect time to do that, along with your 401k.
Yes.
Do you need to bump it up? Do you need to readjust it?
Have you checked yours?
Yeah, it was a big dip this last 2 weeks, but
Man.
it's a long-term investment.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I was happy when it was really high. Now it's like, oh, we lost a big dip on it. So
We did. And I
but
know
that's the
people,
market, though.
some people are getting scared. Like, I think my sister reached out to me. She's like, hey, I'm taking a bunch of dips. Like, what's going on? I said, hold tight.
Just hold
Just
on.
hold it.
But even if we get another big crash, you just have to sit down.
Yeah.
Sit with it. It'll go back up. It happened to me, the last couple of times. We got a big crash and,
It
didn't
happened
do
to you
anything.
during the Great Depression, right? You were around?
No, I wasn't around there.
Oh, my bad. I know it happened right when Corona started.
Yeah, there was
A lot of
people. Yeah,
Yeah, it took a big dump.
and that's what happens with a lot of people. They see this dip, they get scared, and what happens?
They want to start selling.
Oh, I'm gonna sell it.
It's like when I think Warren Buffett said when
Yes.
people are panicking,
That's
to
when you buy.
sell, that's when you buy, and when people are wanting to sell like crazy, you hold.
A lot of, that's very typical in the real estate market as
Yeah.
well. When you hear people, oh, this is not a time to buy, interest rates so high, or oh, people are foreclosing, whatever, people are losing their house. That's when you start waking up and like, well, wait a minute, it's time to invest, because that's when you can get some really bargain deals in real estate. So when people are selling their stocks and they're at the bottom, that's when you buy.
But people get scared. They start seeing like, oh, it's going down. Why should I invest in a company that's going down? But you have to look long term, not just short term, not that quick picture.
Yeah, short term, it's a big bad investment. But long term for real estate or stock, it's the best thing you could do.
I've lost in my 401k just this past month. I think almost 7%. But I'm holding tight because I was having high gains.
Yeah, but you made what 19-20% in the last couple of years, so
20%.
you're still at a positive,
I'm still over 13.
But even if you lose another 20% on that, you got another 20 years before you actually need the money.
Yeah.
So you got enough time to recover.
Plenty of time.
So you shouldn't panic. I don't think you should panic.
I'm not panicked.
But if the market does go down, which in a way I'm hoping that it goes down a little bit more,
Right.
because then I want to take advantage and buy more
Buy
stocks.
some more stocks, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
More shares.
That's what I was doing too. Because once it's down, it's on clearance. Buy as much as you can.
Buy as you can. Save up a little bit of the money. That's why it's good to, go through your finances to have that emergency fund for your stock buying.
Right.
Because when the market hits, you want to have cash available either to buy real estate or to buy stock or to invest.
Right.
Because that's when you're going to make the biggest return.
The big gains, yeah.
The big gains. And that's what I've learned. It took me, 30 years to figure that out, but that's what I do now. I just
Right.
okay, I don't worry now that it goes down, just keep it there and then put some money aside
Right.
to have it available
To invest, right?
to buy more property or to buy stocks.
Right. Same thing I told my sister. I'm like, just hold tight, hold tight. I said, this time of the year, especially around February, I said, you usually start taking a dip. I said, hold tight.
Yeah.
It'll fix itself out. And I think I went on Google, and it was what Warren Buffett was saying. Warren Buffett had said, like, this is the perfect time. Just hold tight.
Yep, exactly.
It'll fix itself.
And it's a time to really analyze your portfolio. Maybe there's certain companies that this is time to get rid of some of those.
Do you get rid of stocks?
Not always. Just I've definitely gotten rid of a couple of them that I really didn't want anymore.
Okay.
And I was just waiting for the time. Like, okay, when the time hits a certain amount, then I'll get rid of it. But I think we've never really. I don't think I really got rid because I've invested for long term.
Right.
And even some of the ones that were bad at one time, they've been doing. They came
Right.
back up.
And I think that's why I don't sell. Because what if? The big what if, right? Well, what if this one all of a sudden decides to jump up?
And somebody asked you, so when do you sell? When is the time to sell? When are you going to sell it?
I haven't sold. I haven't sold a single stock I bought.
And I don't have an answer for that because I don't have I don't have the need for the money. So
Right.
to me, it's like, okay, it's something that I'm playing with it, and eventually I probably will pull it out. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. I haven't sold.
Don't need it.
I did make arrangements or adjustments in my 401k though, because there was one that it wasn't performing that well. It's a mutual fund. And I was like, let's get rid of you. Take this money here and put it somewhere else. Yeah.
No, this is the time to readjust your mutual fund too. If, of course, as you get older, you want to go from very aggressive to maybe a moderate aggressive. So this is the time of year where you start rebalancing your how much are you willing to risk. Right. As you get older, it should be less. So what else do you guys do in your household during this time of year? We actually do financial goals. Like, what do we want to do this year? Do we want to go on a vacation?
Right.
How much money? Where do we want to go?
That's what we did. We did at the beginning of the year. Said, hey, what do you guys want to do this year? It's this time of the year. We need to take a vacation now. Yes, Corona's going on, but can we do something close? Maybe we don't have to get on a plane.
We got on the plane. It wasn't bad.
You sure? 100%.
100%. It was we were good. We were comfortable. That I didn't feel, because everybody wore a mask, and we felt.
You didn't have to punch anybody in the plane?
It was close. There's a guy that took off his mask and he was coughing, kind of like, oh, wait a minute. But we were okay.
Because he didn't want to cough in his mask, right?
I don't know. He was drinking water and then he coughing. I don't know if he was choking from the water or he was just coughing. But when I saw him, he had the bottled water, but then he was coughing. I don't know what it was. And then there was some kid coughing too. So
you see? I ain't trying to have anybody coughing around me. But we did identify a vacation in Arizona. We might do that.
A road trip?
A road trip, yeah. So we're looking into it, and then we looked at some pricing, and then so this vacation is in Arizona, huh? You can pay in payments. If you pay in payments, it's gonna cost, digamos.
So it's like one of those centers, like where you go and you what do you call it? Resort?
Yeah, it's a resort. So you can pay, I don't know, I'll just give you an example, like $200 now, pay along the way, or pay the rest when you get there. If you pay that way, it's like, I don't know, like $1,000 or a little bit over $1,000, maybe $1,100 for us. But if you pay in advance everything up front, they give you like a $200 or $300 discount. So I was like, but then the downfall is no cancellation. Like if you book it, like you have to go.
You have to go.
Yeah.
And right now with the coronavirus issue, we don't know if they do a shutdown, what happens then?
Right. That I don't know.
Yeah.
So
unless you get insurance.
I don't remember if they offer
then
insurance.
they get expensive though. You have insurance.
Yeah.
It's kind of going back to your credit card. Sometimes your credit card offers
like a protection,
like insurance.
Mm-hmm. Some credit cards do. Travel insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That could be an option.
If you get sick, you can't. Yeah. You look at your own credit card. Which one offers that, and then book it with that.
Right.
So
that's what we did. We started looking like in advance. What do we want to do? Do we want to do something in April? Do we don't want to do something in August?
So there's one of these resorts where you go and you just hang out in the pool and do nothing?
Yeah. I love doing that. Just hanging out in the pool. But it has like a whole water park in there. Mm. It's got like two big slides, a lazy river, really nice lazy river, regular pools, a pool that makes waves. And I think that's it. And then drinks and food if you wanted to bring to you.
You can be there doing a week of that?
I think we were looking at like 5 days.
That's a long time for that, man.
Yeah, well, that's what we talked about. We said, like, I think 4 days is good. So I think we pushed it to 5, just travel también.
Go around the area to see some parks or something?
Yeah.
You're not into national parks and hiking and...
I'm banned from going to national parks.
Why, man?
Arson.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No. No, not really.
Well,
not really.
Yeah, no.
No. But that's a good way to save money. And I think for veterans right now, I think they added, I don't know if it's all the national parks or a few more, but I think they get it for free.
Yeah, you just got to set up the veterans, disabled people, and people over the age of 55 or 65, like seniors.
Algo así, yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the first national park, you pay, I think like $25 to get the card or $50 or so. You get to pay a certain amount just to get the first card. Right. And after that, you go in for free.
It's all free.
Or it's even free. I think even the card is free.
Okay.
Well, I think the seniors, you pay a certain amount. For disabled people, you don't pay. And I think veterans, you don't pay. But yeah, you can go for forever after that with that card to every national park.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I think that the VA sent me something about it. I was like, okay, whatever, delete.
No, you should sign up, and you go to like Yellowstone, Yosemite, all the parks, and yeah, you go in for free, and they cost, some of these parks cost like a $50 to $100 to get in
Per
on a
person
car.
or total?
Per car.
Okay.
So
that's a good way. To save
it's a good way of saving, but this is a good time to start planning your
Right.
trip, wherever you and your family like doing. I don't like going sitting in a hotel. It's like staying home and watching TV.
You don't like that?
No, I'd rather go out and look at the city. If I'm going to near a park, national park, do the hiking.
Sí, sí.
Yeah, that's what I kind of like doing.
You don't like the pool?
I have a pool, so
That's
it's
true,
like-
that's true.
So why am I gonna go sit in
I
another
was
pool?
trying to set you up, Danny. I was gonna say, but you don't like the pool? No, well, you got a pool right here.
I got a pool,
Alright.
and then the ones over there, you got other people peeing on it. At least over here, I just drink my own pee.
You gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Or put those tablets that'll make the
thing, yeah, here, yeah.
Oh, this fool's peeing. Look at fucking
Look at that,
turning
yeah.
green or purple.
Purple.
Yeah.
But good idea. Next time you go there, take some food coloring and just
tablets?
put the food coloring in there.
Start scaring people.
Some people like, oh, hey, wait a minute.
Get everybody out the pool.
That'd be a good video, though.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, good joke. Take some food coloring. I think you probably get kicked out. Make sure it's the last day that you're there,
That's true.
and then have your wife videotape it.
I'll
like,
let you know how that
"Hey."
goes. I'll have the camera underwater and you'll see it squirting out.
Hey, that guy's peeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good thing to start planning for that. Or are you going to do a big purchase, like a car? It's a good time to do that. And
Yeah.
figure out. Well, I don't know about this year. I mean, there's a lot of shortages already. I heard Ford, their new electric truck
Mhm.
is selling out. The same thing with the Maverick. So a lot of these electric vehicles, they're going quick.
I saw a Rivian on the street.
Oh, really? Already? I haven't seen one.
I think it was it was hauling something. I've seen one. I was coming back from I think Mission Viejo. And I was trying to get a video of it. You're not supposed to text and drive or whatever. But somebody was driving a Rivian, right? It looked nice, and they were hauling a closed trailer.
Oh, really?
I was like, holy shit.
It's a nice truck. Kind of pricey, though.
See,
70,000.
Yeah, it's more of or is it
It's
Lucid?
it's a high end.
See.
Yeah. Is it a Lucid? What's the one that's out?
Lucid is, I think, the more luxury one
Lucid's like a Mercedes.
Okay.
of the electrical vehicles, huh? Electric
Yeah.
vehicles.
Yeah, it's a
look
nice truck.
So I don't know if they're out yet, but I've only seen one.
Maybe.
I think they started delivering,
Did they?
but yeah, because of the chip shortage, there's a big thing going on.
And I don't know if you've noticed, now they added this new thing. So we went to this place, we were looking at toys, quads and stuff like that. They have this new thing called ADM. So you have the manufacturer's MSRP, the manufacturer's suggested retail price. And so, for example, 6,200. And below it, they have ADM. So I asked the guy, I'm like, what's ADM? He's like, it's adjusted dealer markup. I said, what the fuck is that? I don't want that. I thought it was like a special part on the. He's like, no, since there's a shortage and there's a high need or a high want for them, we can raise up the price like $1,900 more. I said, bro, you got to be kidding me. He's like, nope.
See, not good.
They're doing the same thing with the used cars. Like if you have, I think what I heard, like a 2-year-old car that only had like 30,000 miles, like you could get almost what you paid for it, and maybe
Yeah.
even like, let's say you bought it for 32, you could probably sell it for 36. Like
Yeah.
some dealers are selling that.
That's what I've heard too. My wife was telling me her coworker was looking into a car. It was double the price.
Yeah, because of chip shortage. So I'm not sure if buying a car this year is going to be good.
The-
Maybe just wait.
Not to keep pushing the electric cars, but because like companies like Rivian, Tesla, you buy directly from the manufacturer, you're gonna get the price whatever they say.
Right.
The issue is if you go like Mercedes or Toyota or BMW, you have to go through a dealer.
Right.
So the manufacturer could say it's 30,000, but because we only have 5 cars on the lot, the
Take it
dealers
right.
are saying, you know what, we'll sell it for 60. We'll sell it for 100. So that's the thing you gotta look at. Okay, maybe if you're looking for an electric car, maybe go direct.
Right.
If a used car, it might be really expensive. It make sense to sell your car, but to get into used car, it might not make
I
sense.
don't know about, personally, I don't buy used cars because I think you're buying somebody else's problems. I know we
Right.
discussed this before, but it's not for everybody. and because you are paying, quite a bit more. But I don't rotate my cars as often as a lot of people. I
Right.
keep my cars, buy a new and keep it for a long time.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford a new car right now because it's super expensive, maybe a used car might
But
be
even
the
those
move.
there's a shortage, and they're pricing some of
I
the
heard they were going up
used
again.
cars as new cars. So it's like, I don't know, buying a car this year, not sure it's going to be a good thing for everybody. Just hold on for another.
Again,
year.
only-
If you could, yeah.
I guess suggested it's going to be if you go directly from the manufacturer, like Rivian, Tesla, Lucid, because they don't have dealers.
Right.
You go direct, they give their price, and that's
And
it.
And then the price is going to be what it is.
My wife was asking me earlier this month. She said, "Hey, when are you gonna buy a new car?" I said, "I don't plan on buying a new car. This one's already paid off." I said, "I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, and if the wheels fall off, I'll buy new wheels."
Until
keep
it
it.
gets to a point like it doesn't make sense to put more money into a car. But yeah, we pretty much keep our cars.
Yeah.
And
It's still good.
if it takes you from point A to point B, and it has, we don't drive a lot.
Right.
Especially, my wife, she only drives like 3-4 miles, go to the market, go to the
See.
store. She doesn't work. I work from home now, so, I don't drive anything at all. So our cars don't put a lot of miles in them. So
Are you selling your cars or no?
Huh?
Are you selling your cars?
No, I'm
Okay.
just going to keep them.
All right.
I do use them. I go on weekends and stuff
See.
like that, but even then, we don't go that far.
All right. Let us know.
Go to Home Depot a lot.
I think some viewers might want to buy cars.
Well, maybe, but not yet. So what else do you need to do? Look at college kids funds, right? Your college
Yes.
funds.
Look at subscriptions también. What are you spending money on? Like,
Stuff that you don't need.
yeah, you
Get
don't
rid of it. Get rid of it.
The-
Beneficiaries in your home, in your work. Do you look at that?
I do that every year in January. Even though they don't change, I call the insurance people. Hey, who do I have? Let me review my stuff, and then I make adjustments depending.
Wife 1, wife 2, wife 3.
Yeah, wife 1, wife 2, mistress 3, and whatever. The mistress for the mistress, and then I make changes as needed. And I think maybe the insurance person gets bothered, but I do it every year just to make sure. I don't want to die and then it goes to the wrong person.
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes?
No, those are the things I think everybody needs to do. But budget. Do a budget goal.
Right.
Right? Figure out, okay, what's my goals for this year? And if you are the type of people that are visual, do a little graph.
That's what I was going to say. Do a visual. Put it out there. And this is something that I tell some of the people that I work with. Put a visual, write it down somewhere, and put it somewhere where you can see it. When you walk in, every day you'll see it, boom, as a reminder.
Yeah.
You're walking out of the room. Some people put it in the restroom to remind. They're like, I spend a lot of time in the restroom. Put it in the restroom.
Yeah, I mean, it works. I know some people that done that. They had a specific goal to be debt free, and I'm kind of, I guess you could call their mentor. And every once in a while, they'll send me, "Hey, here's my goal where I'm at," and maybe that's something you need to do. Get a mentor, somebody
true.
that encourages you and pushes you along, because it sucks when you're trying to become debt free. And you're seeing like, I'm never going to get there, and you need somebody. Yeah, no, you're there. You're
Right.
to push you, and so that's something to also consider.
The other thing that we started doing también, we started looking to see where we're spending. So we went through our bank and like, hey, where are we spending? Where are we blowing our money? A lot of times it's eating out. Eating out.
Or eating out's expensive.
Yeah.
You go 3-4 times a week. That's like
It's a
two,
lot.
$300 if you're going to an inexpensive restaurant.
See.
Now, if you're going to a really nice restaurant that is $50 a plate, do that 2-3 times a week.
A lot.
A whole family. That's like
Yeah.
$200 every time you go out.
And tipping, if you tip. But you say you go to McDonald's where you don't have to
You don't have
tip.
to tip, exactly.
Ahí está. Dollar menu all the way.
But even though McDonald's is getting expensive.
Is it?
And their ice cream machines don't work.
They never do, right?
They never do. It's a conspiracy on that one. That we could leave that to another episode. But conspiracies.
You saw what Elon Musk said about McDonald's?
No.
What did he say? Was it Dogecoin?
I don't know.
I think it was Doge. He was saying I think he said if McDonald's allows I think Dogecoin as a payment, he'll go ahead and eat a Happy Meal.
No, really? No, I didn't hear that one.
That guy's a troll.
Yeah, the only thing I heard that he was upset because the Biden administration snuffed him again when he was talking about the electric vehicles with GM and Ford. And
Yeah.
he didn't mention Tesla. That's a good point. Those companies only, I think, sold, I don't know, a handful of cars, while Tesla sold over 300 and something cars, 300,000 or something cars this
Yeah.
year. So
And then you have their contract I'm into like the rental companies.
yeah.
I forgot I think it was like 100,000
Yeah.
vehicles, yeah. That's a big contract.
That's a big contract. You know, I think Tesla this year they made $1 billion in profit.
Yeah. Damn.
So that tells you where they're going to go next.
Right.
It's becoming powerful.
And they're selling a lot of stuff too, not just like the car, but they have the Cybertruck. And I think they selling like quads también?
Well, the Cybertruck hasn't come out, but they still have a lot of orders on that.
Yeah.
They want to do a robot. That's coming out next. And they are looking into doing something else. I think, was it phones? I think they're thinking of doing the phones.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, phones.
They can go after Apple.
That's right.
Can they do better than Apple? I don't know. That's going to be interesting to find out.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
But with the production, probably not.
With the production, no. Apple has it down.
You think so?
Yeah. Tesla, the other productions, they're 2-3 years apart. Even the self-driving. I mean, still the car. I mean, I purchased my car 2 years ago, and I still don't get that thing to drive by itself 100%. It's getting better.
You trying to take naps as you're driving or no?
No. I mean, it's kind of shaky sometimes, you know, when you put it... Freeway's okay. Streets, I don't trust it. Even on the freeway, there are a couple of times, you know, you're next to a truck, it brakes on you.
Shit.
And like, oh, wait a minute. So you gotta be awake. If you're gonna put it on self-drive, you gotta be awake and be prepared to take over, because you never know what the car's gonna do.
Right.
But I even mean like production quality.
Oh.
Where like, for the same amount of car, if you go to BMW or Mercedes or whatever, you're gonna get a good quality car. Or sometimes Tesla, you kind of, it falls short. So like on phones,
Because it's still too new. I mean, they're still too new of a company. Think about it. You know, what is it? BMW has been around how many years?
Forever.
100 years, I think, or more, right?
yeah, it's true.
So they had 100 years to perfect their quality. Tesla will get around.
Right. Oh, they will.
They're getting better. I think they're getting better. They just give them time.
Right.
And then now, where they're actually making money, they'll have the money to actually put into it.
Right.
So it depends. If they take that money and reinvest it to do better quality, they could stay at the top.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
I agree.
So what else do you think we need to inform our viewers as far as what they could do? Review their tax holdings,
That's a good So that's always a good one.
homeowners insurance.
Homeowners insurance. Pretty much every insurance policy you have. También, we're looking around to see if we can find better deals. But damn, right now everything's expensive. Because we've been with this company for, I think, like 16 years. And my wife was like, "Hey, I think we need to look elsewhere." I'm like, "Do it."
Yeah.
We ended up jumping from one side a couple years ago. I was loyal to this company, but for 3 phones it was expensive, super
Yeah.
expensive. And then my daughter was like, "Hey, can we switch over to this company?" I'm like,
The trick with that is get a business, put it in your business, then you get a rep, and then you get better deals.
Right.
That's my experience.
And we jumped from that company to the dude. It was like at least an $80 difference a month.
Yeah, and then plan your savings goal, right?
Yeah, plan your savings.
But I think out of everything we talked about, I think whatever they decide to do, it should be a realistic goal,
Right.
something that could be measured in time, right? And measurable,
Right.
right? Anything else you think we?
And don't bank on that you're gonna win the lottery. You're gonna hit the
No.
coin.
That's being thinking poor. If you're planning that this year I'm going to win the lottery, you're thinking poor.
See.
You got to think like a rich person.
That's hopeful thinking, huh?
Yeah.
Magical.
The first thing is get rid of your debt. How are you going to do it? Work hard, twice as amount into it. Once you're debt free, then you start thinking like a rich person.
Yeah.
How am I going to invest this? How am I going to make this extra money double for me?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell people. Like, if you have, I had somebody who was telling me that they're gonna get some extra money at the end of the year. I'm like, dude, invest some of it.
How are you going to do it? What are you going to do?
Well, she asked me. She's like, "Do you know how to invest?" I'm like,
Invest it in me.
invest in me. I'm a good investment. Trust me. I owe a lot of money. And so I told him, like, let me know when you're ready. I said, I can teach you a little bit of here and there. She's like, I'll pay you. I was like, I'm not gonna charge you. I said, we like to do this just to help people. Like,
Yeah.
Get out
Again,
there,
either get a mentor or be a mentor or do both.
yeah,
This is the time to do that.
See.
And having a mentor to mentor you in finance is nothing to be ashamed of. And I think in our culture, it's something that we forget.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about, like we always said, we don't want to talk about money. We don't want to find somebody that can teach you about money.
see,
That needs to go away. If our if that raza wants to learn how to make money, you got to be able to talk about money
Exactly.
and teach your kids and ask people questions. And some of those questions are hard, and you might be prepared to somebody tell you you're a fuck up
Right.
when it comes to money.
And fuck up. Who cares? Fuck up. I was talking to somebody today. They were telling me about their they have to go to court for a debt collection. I'm like, bro. He's like, I got court coming up. I'm like, go to it. Go to it. Trust me. I said I didn't go to court a few times, and I ended up paying for it.
Yeah, because you could go there and say, okay, this is what I could afford, and make a payment plan, and keep to it.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, go for it and call me if you need any help. I can walk you through it. I said, I've been there. I've done that. I fucked up before. I fucked up my credit in my 20s. I took care of it in my 30s. And, dude, my credit is
Good.
badass right now.
Yeah.
Badass.
And no, go ahead.
Oh, and I think one of the things, as you mentioned, having a mentor is ask questions. Ask. If you don't know something, ask.
Yeah.
Ask.
No matter how dumb the question is. You know, well, what is interest rate? Well, this is like, believe me, I've had some questions like, really?
See.
But you can't assume that everybody's learned the terminology when it comes to loans and
Right.
and banking information or anything about financing.
Right.
So you like, well, that's a dumb question, but no, really, no question is dumb. Just
No, there's
if you
dumb
have a good
questions.
mentor.
No, Danny, there's dumb questions. And I've asked them before.
You think so?
I've asked them, yeah. If somebody asks me a dumb question, I'll tell them, like, that's pretty stupid.
I don't know. I believe like
Ask my wife.
Okay.
Ask my wife. See how many times you just answered your own question in that same sentence. Wife. Sometimes she'll be like, "What's Napoleon's white? What color is Napoleon's white horse?" I'm like,
Well, I think she's just testing you, man. I think you're testing to see if you're paying attention, or just have you gotten to that age where like you say yes, but really you're saying yes to something that you don't even
Buying
know.
the house, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we end up in debt. I'm like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
You said yes. I was like, "To
exactly.
what?" All right.
So that's why she's probably testing you, man,
Whatever.
because they do that. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You were gonna say something?
Oh, and what I was reading, it's like you're never too old to start a business. You're never. The Walmart was like in the 60s.
Oh, was he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've heard people who start or they make it really, really big. They start their business, when they retire from their first job, their career. Now they have money. They don't. When it gets to a point to where like you're retired, you have disposable income, you have a lot of free time, so you don't have that worry that I got to make money to make money. So some people go into business, suddenly that business just takes off.
Right.
Because why? You're not worried about I got to make ends meet. You're in that position in your life like, if I make money, fine. If I don't, as long as you don't lose your entire savings on this business. If you do a good business plan and you have money set aside, you should be fine. If you lose what you just set aside for the investment, hey, if it went well, wow. And some of those have taken off to like a Walmart and some of these other big ventures.
Right. I do have an announcement to make.
What's that? You're pregnant?
Well, it looks like it, but maybe.
That's usually what they say. I have an
It's a
announcement to
baby
make.
So I think last year I mentioned that I'm planting some seeds.
Mm-hmm.
One of the seeds is growing. So we had a business meeting yesterday.
Oh yeah, okay.
We had a business meeting yesterday. So I got on board. That's gonna come. We're gonna do something.
Are you gonna partner up with somebody then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've done my research.
And are you gonna take my advice?
Which is what?
Put it in writing.
Yes.
Put it in writing. Well, one is do your business plan.
Yeah.
And second is what's going to be everybody's role.
So yeah, that's what we got to come up with. So, and I told that person like, hey, let's be honest. If you feel some type of way towards something, let me know, and I'll do the same for you. Like I don't want there to be any conflict. We'll deal with this.
You got to put what's everybody's role, exit plan.
See.
And because sometimes one thing you got to know about your partner is how do they think about finances.
Yeah.
Because if you guys are two separate in that, meaning that your idea is we made, let's say, $100,000 in profit this year. Well, I want to invest some money back into the company, and then your partner's like, oh, we got 100,000. Let's enjoy it.
Right.
So if you have two different mindsets, it's not going to work. You're always going to be fighting. I can tell you that from personal experience.
And that was a dialogue we did have a little bit yesterday. I said, hey, listen, one of the things we need to talk about, I know we're friends, but this is more, like this is a business. ¿Me entiendes? I said, so one thing we got to talk about is finances. How do you feel about this and how do you feel about that? And then I gave that person my perspective también.
If you guys are in the same wave, that will help a lot in the business because then that argument won't come up.
Right.
But even that, you should still have how are things going to get distributed,
Right.
especially when it comes to money, because he's going to say, well, I worked 3 extra hours today. Are you guys going to be paid by profit,
Right.
or are you guys going to be paid hourly wages? Whatever you're going to do, have it in writing.
Right.
Because once you have it in writing, and there's that argument, you go to it.
Right.
And what's going to be the startup money that you're going to need? Who's going to put it in there? And how much is it going to be? Is it going to be equal?
Right.
And is it going to be a corporation? Is it LLC, S corp? What type of corporation it is?
We talked about that yesterday also, yeah.
If it's a company that requires some type of licensing, you're going to have to do an S corp or a corp.
Right. Talked about that. Check.
Check. And who's going to be the leader
Of the club?
of the
gang?
The gang or the company? Because you both might think, well, we're going to be equal, but there's always still has to be an image. Who's going to be the image of the
Right.
company, and who's going to make the ultimate decisions for the company?
I think I'm gonna leave it up to that person, especially if you're asking me if I'm pregnant. So obviously that image of a guy being pregnant might not be a good image for me.
No, but I'm talking about images. Like
No, I get it.
who's going to be the president or the CEO?
Right.
Who's going to be making the decisions? One thing that I've learned: who controls the money controls the company.
Okay.
And the reason why is that if you, let's say the person handles going to be the CEO, but then you're the CFO, and the CFO, the CEO wants to go one specific route. He has to talk to the CFO.
Right.
I want to do this. Well, the CFO says like, no, we can't do
Nope,
that.
Not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen this quarter. It's not going to happen unless you do this. We'll have the money for it. That's how you control the company. You move you move the company in a certain way.
Right.
Yes, ultimately the CEO or the president of the company makes the decisions, but without the backing of the CFO or the accounting department, things can't get done. And that's where you have to
Right.
figure out who's going to play the key roles. And some people could be all of it, CFO, CEO,
Right.
and so forth. Also, image. You might have an idea what the company image is going to be. Your partner could have a different image.
Right.
When I had one of my first businesses, I had an image. Our company's going to be, very structural, very, I want all my project managers to wear a certain type of T-shirt or a certain type of shirt. Appearance, not a uniform, because my partner goes, I don't want uniforms
Right.
in that. But my partner wanted to dress like a hobo, and when he went to these business meetings, he was in jeans and a T-shirt. Like, no, you got to look professionally. Right. We had an argument over that. You might think like, what? No, we had an argument over that. Eventually, something happened that he had to not. I wasn't asking for a suit. I was just asking, like a nice either polo shirt or nice, like business shirt. He went to a meeting to see the client that he had been with working for a while, and he was dressed that way. And he goes, hey, why are you dressed up today? He goes, oh, this is our new image. And after that, when they gave him compliments, he changed. And then that's when I got the endorsement where everybody started wearing certain shirts. And it gives that impression of a really, really large firm. We weren't that large of a firm. It was large enough, but we made it appear to it was super large.
Right.
Image is everything.
Right.
And from your email, from your phone, and so forth.
And so we discussed that also too, like the cell phones, the website, everything, every single thing. Well, plant the seed to continue planting it. But I bring it up because it's something that we want to start off. We're discussing it at this moment, the beginning of the year, so we can start ironing everything out by hopefully. It's going to take a while, and there's always going to be changes. But we're planning it right now so that towards, I think, the middle of the year, it might be already taken off.
So, that's where the business plan comes. The business plan is your company on paper, basically the image.
Right.
Who's going to be your clients, who's going to be your marketing, what's going to be your business, how it's going to operate. That's your business plan. But then you have your contract between you and your partner. How are things going to function?
Right.
Who's going to do what? How the money's going to get distributed. When are you going to buy certain things? What's going to be the goal to where you're both going to be achieving? It's almost like a marriage. You know how we talk about,
Right.
here that you got to talk to your spouse about the money and what your goals for the year, this is the same thing.
Right.
A business partner is like a marriage,
Right.
and you got a plan. Maybe one day you'll go into divorce. Maybe you won't. Because people, once you start making money, people's ideas change.
yeah.
People's ideas change. You might think it like, but your partner might not.
Right.
And the problems that I've had with partners is because the money starts coming in, you start making really good money, and then their idea is doing something with it that's
Right.
totally different than what you're thinking of doing. I've always been in like, let's reinvest portion of it,
Right.
and their idea is no, let's start spending it.
Hmm.
So then that's where your conflicts come in.
Right.
I wish you luck, man. If you need a mentor,
I don't need luck. I need an investor.
I don't know about investing.
Fuck it then.
Well, it depends on what it is. What is it? No, we'll talk about it later. Off record. We'll talk about it off record.
But it's a good because so we've been doing research, right? And some people right now with this type of business, they're booked 4 months in advance.
Yeah.
4 months out. So I'm like, dude, there's a high need for it. A high need. And I think with the pandemic,
It's even more.
what's funneling a lot of this, right? And then the remnants of whatever's gonna happen with the pandemic, COVID, todo, it's gonna be for a while.
Well, we'll talk off record, see what the investment is and how much is it you're looking for an investor. But if I'm an investor, I will have a.
Oh, I was just kidding. It's not a lot of money to start up.
The only investment I'm looking for is if it's a cash business that has safety poles on it. I'm kidding.
That'd be a good one. I
Yeah.
support single moms too.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, you're a good start for the year.
We have to. There's a big need for it. A big need. So we're good.
So we'll keep us posted on how it's going.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the process and what you need to do, and we could even go through some of your business plans. Just wiping. Well, we don't want to we don't want to give the secrets out. No, that might not be a good idea.
Right.
But we could talk about it though. But
We can't give out no trade secrets.
the components of a good business plan.
It's easy.
We could probably make one of those our topics.
Yeah.
And the components of a good partnership agreement.
That'll work. Because I was thinking about the contract he told us to see. Because it's a business.
Yeah.
Friends, but at the same time, it's a business.
And well, here's my question: are you prepared?
I already know what you're gonna ask me, Danny. Am I
I already
prepared to lose that person as a friend?
Yes.
Yes. 2022. I'm coming in. Fuck
Okay.
everybody.
Then go for it. Then.
No, I'm just kidding. No, this person's cool.
You know what? I always thought people are cool. I lost family because of
I
that.
thought you were cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't think you were cool.
Yeah.
I still think you're cool. Ah,
That's good.
yeah.
All right.
It's
Well,
all right. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll see.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next time.
We're planting seeds for 2022 to make sure that we have good financial goals.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
Pretty soon you're gonna be making more money than me, which is good.
I already do.
That's probably true.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We'll open up the books next week.
Let's compare checking accounts.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
Bueno, pues.
I got a bunch of zeros
Okay.
at the front.
I think we're running out of time because we're gonna put our people to sleep, right?
I
I
don't.
think we covered everything, right?
My kids put themselves to sleep. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
So
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, email us with any questions,
and keep those comments coming.
and keep the comments coming.
See you next time. If you want to hear more stories like this, please click the like button and subscribe.
Find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.